Audio on demand from Vision Christian Media.
Exploring faith and the future. Neil Johnson and Bible teacher Dr. Camille Majdali.
We're enjoying a wonderful discussion all about Europe. The growth of Christianity from a Middle Eastern religion into the European context. And of course, that European context, Camille, began to grow and in the Catholic Church primarily, or the Western Church and the Orthodox churches. But one of the biggest historical times, which we can talk about for the time in Europe, is the time of the Reformation. It's something that's dear to your heart in the way that you like to reflect on the value of that Reformation for the expanse of Christianity.
Well, for sure, Neil. Now, Christianity, of course, was expanding in the apostolic period. Christianity expanded, or shall we say Catholicism expanded, in the imperial period of the days of the explorers. So, for example, Catholicism was taken to South America and to Central America as the Spanish and Portuguese explorers went to those places. In that sense, the Catholic Church has been very successfully missional for a long time. The Protestant Church, on the other hand, of course, which was birthed in Europe, they were a little more the Johnny-come-latelys. And the mission impetus didn't begin for at least probably 200 years after the Reformation. But nevertheless, the Reformation is a very, very important and crucial time in Christian history. It's something we need to be reminded of, especially as key anniversaries of the Reformation come and go, like 2017, the half millennium or 500th anniversary of the nailing of the thesis of Martin Luther on the doors of the Wittenberg Church, other anniversaries coming and going. We need to keep that in mind. It was very important to the birth and expansion of Christianity.
Do you think, though, Camille, the idea that God was about doing something special and different in creating a tension there between elements of the church, how do you reflect on the fact that there was a Reformation, such an upheaval in Christianity? Was this a good thing that we ought to reflect on, or are there some serious elements that really need to have extra attention?
In general, the concept of the Reformation, in my opinion, is very positive. The positiveness of the Reformation was, of course, the priesthood of believers. We don't just serve a priest, and the priest is the mediator between us and God. We have direct access to God through the great high priest, Jesus Christ himself. That is a positive. He ever lives to make intercession for us, according to Hebrews 7, verse 25. Another key point was the issue of the Bible. Sola Scriptura was their motto. Only Scripture. Scripture as the source of faith and practice. Scripture as the highest source of faith and practice. Scripture as the only source of authority in faith and practice. That is a positive. And then, of course, another positive is the centrality of the sermon within the Protestant service. It wasn't the centrality of communion, but of the sermon as the place where the truth of Scripture could be disseminated through preaching to the congregation. It's like feeding your children healthy, organic, wonderful food so they can grow strong in the faith.
Faith and the Future with Neil Johnson and Dr. Camille Majdali from Teach All Nations. Find articles, videos and podcasts from Dr. Camille, plus today's and other episodes of Faith and the Future in the Vision app or at vision.org.au.
Thanks for taking time to listen to this audio on demand from Vision Christian Media. To find out more about us, go to vision.org.au.